Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We are back on the free-to-play challenge account and I wanted to just give you guys a big update about what's going on. Let's kind of start with the champion tab. So we do have another 6-star now. Finally, yes, we have Alice. She is 6-starred and I'm very excited because she got some really good gear. Now she is only 34 right now. We did ascend her to 5 stars and not 6, and that was by design because we do have a mission coming up to ascend to 6 stars. So we're going to hold both her and Kale at 5 stars, but she got really good gear from Clan v Clan. So we did get a crit damage amulet, 6 stars for the Sacred Order. And it just also happens to be reaction, which is amazing for PvP. Very happy with that amulet. I did put her in Savage. However, I'm kind of force-feeding the Savage gear because we're not currently hitting crit rate. Now, I don't have any masteries on her yet. We are farming those up. And so I will get them eventually. But for now, I don't have those masteries on her that I would like to have. Now, even with that, we're still only 96% crit rate. Not great. We'd like to be 100%, of course, but because I'm kind of force-feeding the Savage gear in there, we are making that sacrifice. Now, I did finally get an attack percent chest piece. Not the best. Does have some crit rate, which I'm happy about. 4 stars. Okay. I'm not going to ascend that. I did ascend some of the gear, and I got some pretty good rolls. Attack percent here. Flat attack here. I don't think I'll do either of these pieces just because they don't have crit rate, you know, for right now. I would prefer for them to have some crit rate on there if I was to ascend. Like, this is not a good Savage piece, right? It's an okay regular piece. In fact, I was using it as a speed piece on my Ugo, but it's not exactly a good Savage piece. You'd want crit rate, crit damage, rolls, speed, attack percent, you know, stuff like that. Crit rate gloves on her for now. Do have a little bit of crit damage on there and attack percent, which did get a roll, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. I will ascend this. I'm not going to re-roll it, but maybe we get lucky and get a little bit of crit rate on there. Oh, I ran out of, I already used all my stuff. Well, that actually segues me into, well, let me show you Kale real quick, and then we'll go talk about Sand Devil. We also got a crit damage pinpoint neck for Kale, which is very good, and an accuracy banner. I'll move myself over a little bit here. An accuracy banner for Kale with speed and defense percent. We'd like that to be attack percent, but accuracy, pinpoint with speed, take it. I will take it 10 out of 10 times. Great starter piece for Kale. So I am not complaining about that at all. The only thing I'm going to complain about with Kale is the flat HP. Now, I did ascend it. I thought, well, maybe I get attack percent on it. I didn't. Probably a little bit of a waste of potions, but I'm going to be getting more potions because we have been doing a little bit of Sand Devil. Now, I'm the only person to push Sand Devil, or at least I was the only person when I last looked. Okay, so I just looked again. Somebody else is pushing Sand Devil. I'll show it to you guys here. So there I am pushing stage 5, and then Lockers is doing it in a minute 20. Now, I don't know if he's pushing it and going for the tournament. Or going for the reward. I wouldn't for this particular one. I will for future ones if they're doing the prism shards. But this is why I'm interested in doing it. So 6-star relentless gear right here, and they're only 3 points ahead of me, right? So I am going to be running this overnight tonight. I'm not going to run it right now. I'm going to use my energy while I'm actively playing the game and even some gems to do the things that I want to currently target in the game. But when it comes to what I run tonight while I'm asleep, I can use my resources. Forget what it's called. I'm trying to remember what it's called on RSL Helper. I don't actually have RSL Helper up right now. Use effective resources overnight and just hopefully sneak that one by him and maybe get that relentless gear, right? So that would be really, really good for the account. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm not losing much. And Alice will still be gaining levels for that. Let's talk about that. So Alice is 6 stars now and not 60. That's my next goal. This will happen tomorrow, one way or the other. There's no rush for me to do it right now, like to power level her, because this mission I can't do till tomorrow anyways. And just a reminder, after I get the Chimera rewards, I will be joining the Hell Hades clan for the event, the Queen of Hearts clan tomorrow. So as far as rewards go, I did only get the Adept chest. These will be the potential rewards that I could get. Just making sure that yeah, you can see them. So the clan gold is what I'm probably most excited about. That will be a big help. And thank you guys for letting me know that will carry over with me to the new clan. So I will go ahead and save that. I might just save it in general or probably use it for energy, quite frankly, because we are now at that point where we are out of energy. So we're going to want to save that. I'm going to do this. When it gets to 2 days, I feel like I'm going to forget about it. So we'll pop it now. Okay, so we talked about, I'm going to do a quick recap for myself. We talked about the Sand Devil tournament, the Champion Training Tournament, which still has a lot of time left. I'm actually doing very well in, too. 3rd place right now, and, like, I'm not that far from these guys. I would like to get 1st or 2nd in this, so we're going to keep pushing that. But, you know, if I don't get it, I don't get it. It's not something that I'm going to go too hard on. Challenges... I could go back and do these challenges. I don't care to do them at the moment. These ones are a little more pain in the butt. I could probably I should do these. These two I should do. I'll do these tonight. I need to do these while we're under the gear removal thing, because I can just take gear that is those requirements and just put it on people and then take it off with no penalty. So we need to knock out those challenges. If you're doing the challenge yourself, make sure you're paying attention to those, because that's a very handy thing. Equip 4 champions. This is going to be really hard to do for the time being, because 4 champions with 3, 5, or 6 star artifact sets of level 12 or higher. First of all, it's too damn expensive to level any gear right now, as you just saw. And then to make it even worse is 4 champions. Like, this is meant to be a long time, and that's a terrible reward for how hard that one is. The Karak Castle difficulties, I just don't care about them right now, because I knew these ones were going to be very hard to do. So it's like, why be in a rush to do these ones other than for the silver, maybe? So if I can get them done this weekend, which I don't think I can get this one done this weekend, but if I can get another Void Shard, potentially be used for Demitha potential, right? So we'll see. As far as the keeps go, stage 13 magic keeps kicking my butt. I think I just lack the damage right now to really get through the initial shield. When I finally do and I put the block buffs on, I am blocking the shield from coming back, but they're doing too much damage to my team because we're still pretty low level. So I got to get I think I might start getting some people to 50 next. that then we can support the Alice Kale combo a little bit better. I didn't try Spirit Keep. I probably will do that. I'll try it tomorrow. And then for stage 13 on these dungeons, I don't know that I'll be able to do Fire Knight, but Ice Golem probably can do. No rush to get these done. This is the last part of the challenge, so there's no other challenges behind it. And these are ones that I can wait until the next 2x on Sacreds and make the push, and then I don't have a Sacred that I would be tempted to pull when I shouldn't. So, a little bit of psychological warfare against myself there. So, we talked about the tournaments, challenges, missions. One other thing, I actually, as in typical Roadblock fashion, I did record a version of this video already. Thankfully, I get to narrow that down to a much shorter version and do a better outro. I literally canceled it because of the outro in the video, but I wanted to talk about Alice as a campaign farmer. Now, she's only 34, so take that with a grain of salt, or take what I'm about to show you with a grain of salt. But what I find interesting about her is that this, her passive and how it works with this ability. So this hits pretty hard, and oh, it's on a 3-turn. Okay, so maybe she won't be as good of a campaign farmer as I thought. I'm glad I re-recorded this because I was swearing up and down that she would be the best. So, resets the cooldown of one of this champion's skills. Each time they kill an enemy occurs once per skill. So, it felt like when I was doing wave clearing that she was always getting this back. But I didn't know about the 3-turn cooldown on this part. So, she doesn't currently do enough damage to clear the first wave. Well, now I'm confused. I'm confused. The reason I'm confused, guys, is this should have been reset because she killed an enemy with it at the beginning of the fight. I mean, honestly, this is a perfect scenario right now. She is gaining levels while getting levels for food. So this is kind of a good thing. So this is not a waste of energy. So we'll just keep doing this. And I want to see. So if she gets a kill, there's the decreased cooldown. She should have it back up. And I guess the AI just doesn't use it. And there it is back up again. And there's the cooldown. Yeah, when she's level 60 and hitting for way harder than what she's currently hitting, she will be a faster campaign farmer than Kale, even if it's not resetting every time. If she can one-shot, two-shot the waves and then do a little bit of back and forth at the end, that's far more efficient than what Kale is currently doing in his current build and gear, because I could show you here real quick kind of what Kale does in this position. And honestly, the lockout too mitigates some of Shazar's problems there. So it's not a terrible run. It's not. In my head, I thought Alice would be like A3 reset, A3 reset, sorry. A2 reset, A2 reset, A2. That's what I thought that it would do. And then I saw the fact that it's on a 3-turn cooldown, and I believe that applies to the active effect and not the passive. So I don't know for sure. Either way, when she's built, she will be able to clear all those waves. I think faster than what Kale is doing, and maybe me be closer to what I used to use. Sun Wukong as a campaign farmer, and I found him to be much faster than the starter champions. So we'll probably still go with her. I think she's going to be a good campaign farmer, which I'm glad that I made her my second 6-star for that very reason, to speed up the campaign farming process for me. So really happy with that. And let's talk now about a couple of other things. Now, I said I wasn't going to pull any more shards. Well, I am going to pull some shards tomorrow. And so there's a couple of things I want to talk about related to that. The one thing I really want to talk about is the joy that I get out of the free-to-play challenge. So on a personal level, not a professional level, but on a personal level, I get 2 things from the free-to-play challenge. One, personally, I love making new accounts. It is fun for me. The fact that I get to turn it into content, that's a professional bonus. But personally, this is just fun for me to make new accounts. It helps me to stay grounded with the challenges that new players will face, because I do a lot of takeovers and I recruit a lot of newer players into my clan, and it's important to know what is it like as a new player, and what advantages and challenges do you have compared to what it was like when I started as a new player 3-4 years ago now. So I like doing it. It's fun for me. I've done it at least 3 times now on the channel. Well, 4 times, yeah, because there's the free-to-play, my main free-to-play account, the free-to-play ninja account, free-to-play challenge 1, and free-to-play challenge 2, which is this one. So I've done it 4 times on the account, or on my channel, rather. The other joy that I get from doing this challenge is that I don't have to be so serious about it. I get to have a little bit more fun, while that may be less efficient, right? So let's say I pull those 3 shards and I get 3 Harriers, okay? How does that really impact me, you know? It doesn't. I still have a very successful main account. I still have a very successful free-to-play account. I might lose the challenge, but I got to have fun. And I think that's important. And I wanted to be clear about that, because last year, when I kind of went a little crazy early on and pulled a ton of ancient shards chasing after a deacon in a similar progressive chance like this. And I got accused after I did that of not caring and not taking the challenge seriously. That is not the case here. I am pulling shards a little willy-nilly, but so is a lot of other content creators in the challenge. And I'm doing it somewhat strategically, going after a champion tomorrow, who I don't think I've mentioned yet, that will be on a 15x, which is Demitha. Demitha would be very, very good for this account early game. And a lot of people are going to say, well, yeah, she's a block damage champion, but it actually goes a little beyond that for me in my head. I actually love her as a healer, and a buff extender is very, very good to have when you're running Ally Protect, which we are because we have Taragi. So while yes, block damage is very valuable and handy, and I would be glad to have it, I'm actually more excited about extending the ally protection buffs one more turn so that when Taragi is fully booked, we'll be able to get full value if we speed tune the team properly of his ally protect. So I'm pretty happy about that. And that's the goal. If I can do that to get to Mytha, she also brings really good healing, which could free up some spots on the team potentially, or change my gear set, especially if Alice is my campaign farmer. We can take Kale out of the lifesteal gear, and if we have a good enough healer like it's a Mytha, then we can get that healing. This is going to be good if we can manage to pull her. Now, the odds are not in my favor. I've already pulled one Void Epic, so I doubt I will pull another one that soon after, but it's worth a shot. Not to mention, you could argue in the because I got all three of these Voids from from Clan v Clan, so you could argue it would be more in the spirit of competition, I suppose. Because, yeah, there's the two right there. And then I don't know where I got the other one from, but, if I YOLO them instead of saving them for a 2x or something. But, okay. So I wanted to touch on that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, or did I already? I think I already talked about the tournaments, so I don't need to talk about those again. We talked about shard pulling. Oh, last thing I want to talk about is that while I am going to be pulling shards tomorrow, I will only be recording it. I will not be doing it live. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I mentioned this in my Discord, but long story short, my wife is off work tomorrow. So, and my daughter goes to school tomorrow. So my wife and I will have time to go do adult errands where we won't have a little child following us around and being angry that we're spending an hour and a half buying furniture for the new house and other things, setting up, going to banks and doing, getting IDs, license plates, what have you, right? So we're going to go get all of that stuff done when we can do it and not have a small child following us around. So that is the plan, to get those errands done. So because of that, I won't be streaming tomorrow because I won't be home. And I just wanted to kind of let you guys know ahead of time. Now, for future reference, on Sundays, I will be posting a schedule for what it looks like we're going to be doing for each week. I'm trying to ramp up my streaming a little bit, in terms of, I want to say professionalism, but I don't know if that's the right word because everybody does it differently. But I essentially want to make sure that you guys know what days and times I'll be streaming, so you can be there for the streams if you want to be, instead of kind of the loosey-goosey stuff I've done in the past. I am in a position right now where we have an opportunity to take this seriously and try to really develop this channel and turn it into a career. A couple of other things that I'm going to be doing to improve the channel and to, quite honestly, help me out with my financial situation. I'm probably going to try and take on a sponsor in the near future. So when that happens, the best way to support me at that point will be to play whatever sponsored game it is using a link that I have. It's that kind of thing, right? So I'm still undecided on that, but I figured we'll try it and see what that turns into. So, but I don't want to talk too much about that stuff because I may not even do it. There's this weird balance for me between doing what's right for me to turn this into a career and then not alienating you guys and pissing people off. So, I don't really know where there's definitely a middle ground there somewhere. So we'll go with that. But Either way, that is the end of this video. So thank you all so much for the support. This has been such a great experience. I think it's brilliant that we're doing the 2 teams thing. I think that the community has been so supportive of this free-to-play challenge. And like I just went into a couple of different streamer chats today, just hanging out with some people, and people are like, "Oh, that's Roadblock. Oh, cool." And I thought that was really cool. So it's nice that things are kind of trending upwards. So thank you all for the support there. Now, if you are new here and you would like to be a part of that support, please consider subscribing. It is the best way right now to support the channel. I am pushing for 5,000 subscribers. I think that's going to be a pretty good landmark for the channel. That will show potential sponsors that, that's a pretty significant number, right? Maybe get some added value for the channel that way. Maybe get some other collaborations that way. Who knows? Maybe the content creator program even. We really don't know what that could lead to, but it is an achievable number, I feel like, and that is the goal that I want to push my community towards. So that's what we're heading for. And that's all I have for you guys today. So for one last time, I'm going to say thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.